This video is brought to you by Atiya by iloveatiya, a vegan and cruelty-free hair and skincare brand owned by your girl, me. All of our products are made with love and are 100% natural. Head to iloveatiya.com and make your purchase today. I'm back. The lawnmowers have stopped. I'm officially ready to dive into the celibacy journey. So, I do want to speak on, though, these two last experiences that I had that have made me solidify how important boundaries are when it comes to sex and my sex life. After I got sexually assaulted the first time, I went to a guy's house, I want to say a couple of weeks later, and I was still kind of fresh out of my depression from that. So I really was not fiending for men. I don't even know how he got the courage to invite me over to his house, but he did. And he ended up giving me like $10 for gas. Like regular me is, or like higher self me is like, wow, that's really sweet of him to give you gas. Ego me is like $10. Like he definitely could have given me more than that because there was a time where like gas was mad high. And I literally drove an hour and 20 minutes to go to his house. But I like higher self me way of thinking. It just adds more peace to my life. So I was grateful for the 10. Then like he rolled this up twice. My friend told me like, you know, if a guy don't roll up for you more than 3 times, like it's just a dub. Like I kept that in my mind. So I'm like, oh shit, like we're on blood too. Like I was that excited. The third one never came. He gave me some wine, and I don't know. I just be feeling like sometimes guys really be trying to like drunk you into your panties. Like they want to get you so drunk that you are just like release your inhibitions, in the words of fucking Natasha Bedingfield. And I'm not with that. So he gave me some wine. I didn't even finish it. I didn't care for the wine. No offense. Like he really did try, and he was really sweet. My problem was that I just wasn't emotionally connected to him. And the more that I could verbalize that, the more that I could see how important it is. Like, he was cuter than I thought he was going to be. Like, he didn't have any pictures on his Instagram. So the fact that I was able to, like, see him in person, I was taking a motherfucking risk. But he was cuter than I thought he was going to be. There was just a disconnect. It just is what it is. There's nothing against him. I then started feeling a little bit love bombed because at one point, like, when we started kissing and stuff, like, he was like, oh, you're the girl of my dreams. And I was like, as someone with commitment issues, I can feel cared for, but stuff like that is overwhelming. Like, the girl of your dreams. Now, I know I'm fucking amazing, but like, we're not, that you're not my soulmate, and I knew that. So that kind of took me out the moment. And then what really set it apart or set me off was when he asked me if he could give me oral sex in like the middle of us making out, and I was like, no. And then we continued to make out, and he was like, come on, like just for like 2 seconds, just 2 seconds. No, like no. And then he's like, come on, just like 3, I just want to do like 3 minutes. Like just 3 minutes. Heckle from, you know what I'm saying? Like, why are we leveraging my vagina? So that threw me off because that was the start of this chapter of my nose don't mean anything to you niggas. And that's why y'all are all getting cut off. So consent has become a very, very, very big thing for me. It's always been a big thing. Even since my virginity, since I was a virgin, no was never a thing that I had a problem saying, but I would have to say it a lot. And I didn't realize because my self-esteem wasn't as high as it is today, I didn't want to compromise anybody by having to say it too much. But at the same time, I was very unapologetic about it. So I just had these inner thoughts still like, why do I have to keep telling this person no? I should have just cut them off, but I'm still giving them chances because in my mind, nobody else is going to want me. And so I'm happy that this person wants me. Now, let me just also say, it's crazy that was my mindset because to this day, I can still pull niggas. Like, to this very day. And I'm so proud of myself. Like, it's the people that I used to talk to back in the day. Like, as a whole virgin, I was able to pull you, and all you did was eat me out, and I didn't even have to give you head back. Come on, pats on the back for me, because that was elite. So I will say that, which is why now, again, like in this journey of dating, like if you are not setting my entire twat on fire, I don't want to date you. I don't want to give you my time. If I have to figure out if you're worthy of my time, this ain't it, because I've done too much self-work to realize that you are not the one this fast. Like I really should not, it should not be months in and I'm like, I don't think that you're for me. No, I knew from day one. And I'm not ignoring that anymore. So that was my first experience. I ended up leaving afterwards. I didn't even, I was also really proud of myself because I didn't jerk him off. Yup. I'm very proud of myself for that because being a recovering people pleaser, back in the day, I used to feel like I didn't want a guy to feel gypped. But a nigga ain't never cared if I was gypped because a majority of those experiences I told you about never climaxed. So, and they didn't care about it. God, what number songs was that? I hadn't done it for a while, so I'm very proud of myself. I realized that yeah, he just wasn't the one, and so he jerked himself off. Like I don't even think I played with myself. Maybe I played with myself for a little bit. I tried to play with myself, but I wasn't turned on enough to get off after that. Like, and then at one point he also finger banged me, and that fucked me up as well. And then when he was jerking himself off, it made me feel so bad because I felt like he was like, you know how some guys can jerk off and it's real sensual, and then some guys can jerk off and it's like, that's how it felt. It felt like it felt like a feverish jerking off instead of a moment that really could have been intimate. So that to me turned me off again. Hold up. Because I cannot let any more of this video go by without mentioning my absolute favorite plant medicine company ever. And that is Heaven High NYC, y'all. It is Black owned and operated. The customer service is absolutely freaking superb. Shipping so fast. Delivery can happen the same day depending on what time that you order it. Again, they are based in New York City. And if you're not a smoker, but you are into plant medicine or want to dibble and dabble, that is totally okay because they have so many other options. Not only do they have so many options for their herbs, but they have vape carts. They have edibles. For their edibles, let me just say that these bad boys are to live for, okay? They got brownies, they got cookies, they got lollipops, they got gummies. They literally, that's just to name a few. Okay, and they are potent AF, so you don't need to eat a lot of them to feel absolutely amazing about your life, okay? You're gonna head to heavenhighnyc.com, sign up for their email list. They're gonna email you their menus. Thank me later. Love y'all so much, y'all. Heaven High NYC. So it was that, and then the aftercare of it all, like the lack of texts afterwards. Now, granted, I wasn't into him, so all of this is very irrelevant for this situation. But it just was like, damn, what if I was really into you? Like, what if we had sex? Like, what if I jerked you off? I really would have appreciated a follow-up afterwards. He did text me, I think, the next morning. Maybe said good morning, or thanks for a great time, or he said something afterwards. But I was like, no. And then I hadn't heard from him after that. And then he hit me up again, maybe via DM or something like that. I don't know. But I think that my energy definitely gave this as a dub. So bless his heart. I hope that he had an amazing encounter with me. After that, I went to go see a friend, somebody that I thought was a friend at the time. And I also want to talk about this in my next episode about sexual assault and sexual violations. But that's when the second sexual assault happened. So after that, honestly, there was so much shit happening in my life, like still healing from the first sexual assault. The fact that this person, the friend that I went to go visit, knew about the sexual assault still violated me. Like, my brain wasn't even allowing me to process what was happening in my life because I think it was just protecting myself, to be honest with you. So after that, and after I confronted the situation like a week later, honestly a couple of days later after it happened, 2 weeks after that, I was on Hinge and ended up like seeing this guy one of the guys that I had sex with prior, and that situation was lackluster. And the reason why I ended up being able to reach out to him after that was because I had posted a TikTok one time, and it was like, when you're at a guy's house and he pulls out a gun, puts it on your table, and has a big dick that just does not feel good. Like, it is not for me. And everybody was commenting like, oh my God, girl, who that? Like, I need that, like this, that, and the third. And it's crazy because then, like, fast forward after we had our situation, I felt like his dick wasn't even as big as like I remembered it being, if that makes sense. But nonetheless, I realized the problem wasn't the dick, the problem was him. Now, he ended up following me on TikTok shortly after he saw that video that was about him. And crazy that he even, this is how you know he's a Leo, because I could have messed with mad big dick niggas that had guns and put them on my table. How do you know that was you? And maybe I said something else that was specifically to him, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know. That was just a weird flex. Then, after I saw him on Hinge again for like the 15th time, which is how we met, I hit him up on TikTok and was like, that awkward moment when they say that, like, we're super compatible and we're dead not. Like, because we were. And they kept saying that we were compatible. Also, he has kids on his page. And I would just like to acknowledge that I was never told that he had a kid. So, that was very, that's always just sus to me when people hide their kids, to me. I was very adamant about not swiping for people with kids at a point, so I just feel like he just added that in there somewhere. But anyways, he DM'd me back on TikTok and was like, let's mutually masturbate. Like, I want to get to learn your body, this, that, and the third. All cap, all cap. Let's just start off there. Also didn't realize that 2 weeks prior to that, he had hit me up on Snap asking to mutually masturbate, and I missed that message. So that was interesting. Ended up rekindling our shit, started talking via text. Next thing I know, again, realizing, like, love bombing the fuck out of me. Like, I had 2 days that I had available. And so I told him the 2 days, and he's like, I want both of them. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm thinking he's going to choose one of them. So I had a shoot that day that I went to go see him. So I went to go, and I told him, like, about certain things that I thought were jacked up. Like, his lack of aftercare, the lack of getting tested, his lack of just caring in general. There was a point in time when I hit him up after I had sex with him, and, like, I had told my friend, like, I wanted to see him again. Like, I wanted to just try it again. And he was like, oh, well, I'm super busy, so, like, I don't know when I'm going to be free. To me, as a fellow busy person who uses it as an excuse, I already knew what it was. And even when I told him about it, he was like, yeah, like, that's fucked up. And I'm like, yeah, that is fucked up. Like, I'm happy you realized it. So he kept saying things like, you think that I'm such a dick, or you think that I'm such an asshole, like, you think I'm really the devil, and that's really sad. And I'm naming these instances as to why I'm thinking that he's a dick and an asshole. And he claimed that there was a lack of connection afterwards because, hey, beautiful souls, guess what? The time has come. Yep, it is at that 10-minute mark of the video. If you would like to watch the rest of this video, you can head to my Patreon and become one of my Patreon members. I'm so excited to show you everything that I have in store. But again, if you want to watch the rest of this video, head to my Patreon, hit subscribe, and you can see the whole hour-long clip of my podcast. I love y'all so much, and thank you for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Instagram at iloveatiya, and follow me on TikTok at iloveatiya and at iloveatiya. TikTok. I love y'all so much.